Good morning. How you guys doing? This Mike back with the thought of the day on July 8th, 2025. First, I want to give honor and praise to Ahaya Shor Ahaya Bahashem Yeshaya or Wakadash, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit in Hebrew. Then I like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today I want to talk about no reservations. No reservations. Marie from the thought of the day. AA members will tell you that they can look back and clearly see that they were out of control long before they finally admitted it. Every one of us has gone through that stage where we wouldn't admit that we were alcoholics. It took a lot of punishment to convince us, but one thing is certain. We all know from actual experience that when it comes to dishing out punishment, John Barleycorn has no equal. Have I any reservations as my status as an alcoholic? Wow. John Barleycorn is alcohol, by the way. It definitely took time for me to finally admit it. I had to go through mad punishment. I had to go through a second trip to rehab before I finally admitted it. The first time I went, once I compared myself to other people, I thought I ain't have a problem. And it took John Barleycorn to punish me again. And they told me that when I came back, I was going to be drinking twice as much, and I laughed at them. And when I went the first time, I was drinking a pint a day. And when I went back 4 years later, I was drinking a fifth a day. So it was definitely real. The punishment kept coming. The experiences kept coming. But you don't get it until you get it. It don't hit you until it hits you. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Most High that it finally hit me, and I was able to go get the help that I needed. In terms of reservations, no, I don't have no reservation. You know what I'm saying? A reservation means that there's any chance or opportunity, if this certain thing happened, that I might pick up a drink again. You know what I mean? And under no circumstances do I ever want to pick up a drink again. I don't care what's going on in my life. I feel like picking up a drink is turning my back on God for all that he did for me, man. And basically saying that it's okay for me to take my own will back and for me to go out and do what I wanted to do, because that's what's going to happen when I pick up that drink. I'm going to take my own will back. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't have no reservations about my alcoholism, and I definitely don't have no reservations of my status of being an alcoholic. You know what I mean? My last reservation came when I realized I didn't have to black out before to be required to be an alcoholic. You know what I mean? I had heard people talking about blackouts, this and this, and about maybe like 6 months in to my recovery, I heard people talking about blackouts and this and that, and I had never experienced that. So I had went to the inside the AA meeting. I was sitting and I went on my phone and I went on Google and said, "Does every alcoholic have to black out?" That was still my mind, that disease trying to tell me that it's a chance that I could drink again. And then I went to another meeting, and it was somebody that shared. He was leading the meeting, and he said he never blacked out. So now he got my attention, and he said he thought about going out, and he went to a meeting. And when he went to that meeting, it was a guy that was sharing at that meeting that said he had never blacked out. He had went out, and the first time he went out and drank, he got in a car crash and a blackout and almost killed somebody. The guy that was leading the meeting I was at said he went up to him and said he needed to hear that. And I went up to that guy at the meeting I was at and said I needed to hear that. And that closed my book on reservations. After that, I never had another reservation about whether I was an alcoholic or not. This is Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.